Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick duel to a finish of just a hundredth of a second apart. You're going to want to be there next weekend. NASCAR keeps heading west, and we roll into Phoenix. For tickets, visit phoenixraceway.com/tickets.
That's always one of my favorite racetracks. I love going to Phoenix. I love the track. I like the dog leg up the back straightaway. Of course, that's all going to change in the next year or so. But still, I love that racetrack.
Wow. I'm sorry, we're speechless here because we've been doing the math. Time over distance in each of 14 segments up and down pit road. The final segment we mentioned is 58 feet 9 inches. So at maximum tolerance, 49.99 miles per hour. That's 73 feet per second. So the final segment, if you are right on the edge and not getting busted for speeding, you're going to go through segment 14 in 8/10 of a second.
Yeah, good luck holding 49.99 on your light system on the digital dash.
Here's what happens. Say you're coming out of your pit box, and there's a guy that's coming out in front of you, and if you just squeeze it a little bit, you can get in front of him, and that's a position. And that happens all the way down pit road.
Yeah.
So if you squeeze a little here, squeeze a little there, and the first thing you know, you're caught speeding. So the other cars kind of distract you and make you sometimes do things that you regret.
And I'm not so sure that may not have played a role in Kevin Harvick last week. He had the 2 beat him out off of pit road a little bit earlier than that. Unfortunately, they had to come back in for that loose lug nut. But the 24 was right on him as he peeled off.
Yep.
And he knew how important that inside lane was in that #1 spot to take off on the restart.
Absolutely. You know, for all of the high tech that is in NASCAR, sometimes the descriptions, well, they'll bring a smile to your face. Listen to Kurt Busch.
Car feels like a 3-legged table. Heater tolerant between the left rear and the right front. And the right rear just has no grip with the 2 other tires being pushed in a track so hard.
Teeter-tottering.
Yeah.
Well, we always get some entertaining comments from Kurt Busch.
I'd say take wedge out of it. Sound like you got too much crossweight in it.
Well, we actually looked. I saw some cars doing this yesterday. You talk about compliance. If you just run all 4 corners extremely stiff and lower the car down where it just rides on the splitter, you're never going to make it over those bumps. So what I'm seeing is one of the ways that they can sort of maximize both ends of this is to allow the car to move from the right front to the left rear, especially the left rear. It seems like the left rears have gotten extremely soft in these cars, and they're using that to help them get over the bumps and maybe help rotate the car with a high wedge package.
Yeah, well, if you just look at the car, it's like an X. The right front and the left rear, they work off of each other. So if you put too much wedge in, then the thing's going to be on the right front and the left rear. If you take wedge out, then it's going to be on the left front and the left rear, the right rear. So that's what you fight. That's that magic balance you're looking for. You got to get the aero platform right, but you got to get that wedge right.
Cole Witt, the Renai Chevrolet. He's 33rd right now. He's made 9 laps. And got pretty close to the wall right here. David Reagan. He did get the wall last week in qualifying.
That's close. That's a kiss. That's what I call a kiss.
That's more than pretty close.
That's when you come in and the crew members are looking at the right side and they go, did you hit the wall? I don't think so. When you look at that, you're kind of proud. That's a proud driver moment. You didn't hit it. They don't have to fix it.
They just kind of brushed it.
They just got to wipe it off.
Matt?
Mike, when you look at Las Vegas, certainly not one of Denny Hamlin's better racetracks. His best finish here is 3rd, and that was 6 years ago. And think back to a year ago when NASCAR had the open test day. Denny actually spun and wrecked his car. They had to go to a second car. This practice session, Mike Wheeler told me that the first run, that the car was not what Denny wanted, going over the bumps. It really was all over the place. And he feels like the front just doesn't have good bite. They've made some gains, but Wheels told me they're not really going crazy at it due to the cooler temperatures. They want the track and the ambient temperature to warm up a little bit before they really start throwing stuff at it. And they have not worked on their pit road speed. They're looking at maybe the last 10 to 15 minutes to start focusing on that, or the second practice today.
You know, guys,
back to this setup you guys were talking about, going over the bumps. There's different philosophies in that garage area. But what I'm seeing more than anything is they're taking both fronts and the right rear, and they're just coil binding them. They're just letting the car go down, and it's just like a solid rod. The only wheel that has any compliance is the left rear. Now, some teams are running a very heavy right rear spring, and that keeps the splitter sealed off because it keeps the rear propped up. But the problem is the car raises up as you burn the fuel load off. So that's one reason it's so aggressive getting across these bumps. They're taking 3 of the 4 corners of that table, and they're just locking it down like there's not even a spring in it.
And when they talk about coil bind, what Larry's talking about is the spring is compressed and all the coils are locked down against each other. So you got one solid spring. That's what coil binding is.